Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Couplepreneur podcast. I'm Adam.
And I'm Maggie.
And we are on our first experimental walk and talk. Maggie, why aren't we in the studio today?
Because it's gorgeous out and we can't sit in those chairs any longer.
That is true. That is true. And
because we're playing around with the format of our podcast.
Uh-huh.
We're playing around with how to still have these conversations while we have a very, very full life. And that we so we're playing around with the format. We are looking at different ways of still doing this.
Yeah. So we want to create content for the main reason is for ourselves. The whole point of us starting the newsletter and the podcast in the first place was to document our own journey so that we could always look back on it and be like, oh yeah, remember when that was our mindset, or when we were experimenting with this or trying this. And also to learn the skills of running a newsletter and a podcast.
Which have been
so fun and so great.
Fundamental.
But here's where it stands. First off, this chica bonita makes it, I'm pointing down if you're listening just on audio, to our daughter who is strapped to my chest as we were on this, quote, walk and talk podcast. She does make it a little bit more challenging to try and find those uninterrupted hours in the day to record a podcast. However, she loves walks.
Yeah.
And so do we. And so what if we could combine our whole process of documenting our journey with something that serves her life, gets us outside in the sunshine.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're doing today.
And the other thing,
our first walk and talk.
Yeah, our first walk and talk. And the other thing too is that we were realizing, man, I really just want to talk about the things that are real time happening this week in our business and in our life. And I think we've really made a big push to double down on SAF Digital, our business. And so we really want, like Adam said, we started this podcast to really be something that would support ourselves so that we can still have intentional conversations.
Yes.
And so that's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
All right. So let's back up a little bit. This is the Couplepreneur podcast where we are sharing our journey to be couplepreneurs, building a business in the wild, in real time. And trying to recognize that there's other ways that we could live. And that's what we call a couplepreneurship, which is this idea of integrating work and life and family and travel and income in a way that is seamless. So building a business that supports us, that has high leverage. And that's what we're doing with, like Maggie mentioned, SAF Digital. We talked about that 2 weeks ago. We kind of introduced our business, and since then, things have really started to take off, and it's very exciting. SAF Digital is our content creation business for LinkedIn. So we help businesses and mainly business professionals kind of share their story and share their expertise on LinkedIn. And we do that through ghostwriting content for them, creating graphics and visuals, and really just helping them understand how they want to show up in the world and then helping them accomplish that dream.
And really support their LinkedIn presence. So that they can make connections, talk to their audience, engage with their audience on LinkedIn, and really grow that presence so that then, like we all know, the internet increases your surface area for luck and opportunity. And that is basically what we're helping other people do. So it's so much fun. And I love hearing other people's stories and like what they do and how they're, who their audience is. And it's been really fun work. So,
it has been fun work. And so, yes, our focus right now is 100% on driving revenue for SAF Digital at business. And that hence why you're going to see the newsletter scale back just a little bit, just as we focus in on driving business revenue and building out the flywheel of this new business venture that then will support our other creative endeavors, such as the podcast and building out a community of other couplepreneurs who are interested in building awesome kick butt businesses that support their life.
Yeah.
Yep.
So fun.
Sounds good. All right. Yeah. So the format today, Maggie.
Yeah.
We are now 5 minutes into this conversation, and
are we? Okay, cool.
We're going to officially say what it is that we're doing. So
that's okay though.
So we have in the past done weekly check-ins where essentially we just like connect as a couple, talk about, business, life, relationships, all the things in a somewhat structured format. We're going to do a abbreviated version of that, again, with the goal of documenting like what's happening right now with our business and with our family, with our lives in real time. And so that's ultimately what we're trying to do.
Yeah. And our weekly check-ins, I think that one of the reasons that we love doing this together is that it really aligns us both in business and life, and so that basically just so that we're on the same page. But every time we have these check-ins and conversations, it feels really invigorating, and it makes me feel more connected to you, and I don't know, just more aligned.
Yeah, especially when we can do them when we're walking. Yeah. Talking and walking. It's great. Okay. Yeah. So the format will be essentially a win for the week, a loss, or a lesson learned. How's that?
Or a challenge or something. Yeah.
And then opportunity, something we're looking forward to. Some people call this rosebud thorn. We're going win, lesson, and opportunity. How's that?
Yeah, I love that.
Okay, Maggie, we're going to run through these quick because we're going to have a business one and a life one.
Yeah.
And as much as I want everyone out there listening to get as much value out of this as possible, I'm going to be real. This is for us to document our own journey. So if you're down to hear us kind of ramble about the things that are really happening in our lives, like, let's get after it. Okay.
Get after it. Let's do
it. If not, then, fast forward a little bit and we'll pull out some highlights and post those on social.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other thing I want to say real quick is that we were talking with some other friends that were couplepreneurs as well. And shout out to them. You know who you are. And they were like, it's really nice to just have an example of other couples kind of living a similar lifestyle and seeing how you talk to each other and how you talk about business together and how you talk about life. So, so it's just kind of fun to see this is how we have conversations about some of these things. And then I am so curious to talk to other people about how they do things, because that's how we get better, is to learn from each other.
Yeah.
So my first business win this week, and then you should do yours, okay?
Okay. Business win?
My first business win is that I got down to business. And I did a lot of outreach this week. That was my main focus, and I had so much fun doing it, but also a lot of success, I think. I felt like my outreach efforts, just DMing people on LinkedIn, it really got some balls rolling for us this week.
Yes.
And that was just really fun to see. And so I'm really proud of myself.
Yeah. So I feel like I have pretty decent sales skills. Like when I'm actually on a call with someone, I can do a good job of understanding where they're at and seeing if our solution is the right fit. But I'll admit my outreach game is not super strong. I get a little bit in my head. I'm like, is this really how I should say this? Or should I phrase this outreach this way? And it turns out Maggie's just boss at it. She's just like, hey, you know what? So she reached out to 40 people this last week in almost 2 days. It was 2 days of just bam, 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 bam. Yeah. And now we have, 11 people interested in our lead magnet, which is a LinkedIn facelift where we kind of optimize their profile with them based on, again, how they want to show up and what their core offer is. Mm-hmm. And so we have a bunch of people interested in that. We've been able to have a couple of those calls. That actually rolls right into my win, which is this lead magnet is working really well.
Yeah.
And
that was also my idea, which I am also proud of.
Yeah, to run the profile
facelift
as a lead magnet.
Yeah. Anyway, keep going.
So this is a cool lesson that I'm kind of discovering right now. If you have a product or a service that has a longer life cycle to get someone through to the transformation that you're ultimately after, one thing you can do, and this is what we're experimenting with, is you take one section out of it, one piece of that transformation, present it as a lead magnet, and then you get testimonials off of the lead magnet. And so what we're doing right now is we want a wall of love of everyone being like, Adam, Maggie, you're awesome. And the transformation that I got, even though it's a small transformation, was fantastic and yada, yada, yada. They know what they're talking about. So we're going to iteratively, because our ultimate service takes about 30 days to take someone from where they are to where, we ultimately get them on LinkedIn.
Right.
And that's through content and everything. And so if we want to run
them for 30 days.
Yeah. If we want to run, 20 people through that process, we can't onboard all 20 in 1 week, in 1 month, which means that we're staggering out, which means we could be a year before we get, 20 people saying that this specific service is awesome.
Giving us a
and testimonials and social proof is so important and so valuable. So what we did is we pulled out the original lead magnet of just the optimization. And our goal is over this month alone, we're going to have 20 testimonials of people saying, their experience with this one little aspect of us, essentially like positioning them on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And so that's a fun little tip for you. Get that social proof really quickly, because we can do a 2-day turnaround on each of those. And there's a lot of value in that lead magnet.
Right. So just to have a testimonial, not just on like your core offer or service, but a testimonial on your lead magnet. So people will be like, oh my gosh, this was so helpful and great. And I loved this. Thanks.
And also just being like, these people are real and nice and competent. Like really, that's what a lot of social proof is. It's just like, these people aren't trying to take advantage of you.
Right. They're actually trying to help you, and you should do it too. And yada, yada.
Yeah.
So I love that. And
so that was my business win, is that we're on the process of getting that.
Yeah.
We've already had a couple of successful ones, and they're really excited to send over testimonials, because they were like, man, this was so cool. This was super valuable.
Yeah.
And it all happens really quickly.
Yeah. So. Okay. So let's not transition to life. Let's do all business. So all business all the time.
Lesson learned.
So lesson learned this week on the business side of things. Let's see. I would say, oh wow, just probably learning from Elliot. Can I say his name?
Yeah. Yeah, we have a consultant that we're working with, kind of a business coach that's working with us to build out some systems and operational efficiencies, as well as just like really honing in on the core offer.
Yeah.
His name is Elliot Duck. Shout out, Elliot. You're awesome. Actually, if you are a fan or a listener of this podcast, you'd notice that this is the same Elliot that we had a conversation with probably about a month ago now.
Yeah. So my lesson learned was just get help. Like, don't try to do it on your own. And that's also a testament to you, Adam, because you're the one who formed this relationship with him, saw the opportunities that he provides other people in a business consulting context. And you're like, like we need a little guidance from you. Mm-hmm. And I think both of us just resonate with the way that he teaches and talks about things and does things. And it felt right. The timing was right. And so I'm really excited about the things that we're learning from him on the just 2 calls that we've had so far. Yeah. And that will continue. And he's just been so encouraging. And that was also really exciting to hear. So anyway. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. He's like, oh, you guys are on the right track for sure.
Yeah. That's always nice to hear. You're like, okay, we're not over in left field. Things are fine.
So. Cool. Okay. My lesson learned. Okay. Part of it was we didn't.
You took a good one.
Yeah, you did. It's okay. Because I've got another one. It's like tangential to this, but the lesson is a little bit of twofold. So one is we didn't really have a clear understanding of our offer and like honing in on exactly how we were going to help people.
Yeah.
Like we knew it was like ghostwriting and we knew it was like creating content, but like, how do you structure that and a few different things. But what I discovered, the lesson, is that outreach literally just messaging people is the most effective way to move a business forward. Like as soon as we started just letting people know exactly what we did and how we did it, it was amazing. So like within 1 week, like I said, we have a lot of people interested in our work. I went to one networking event group thing in real life, and like that's already led to a whole bunch of opportunities.
So cool. Gosh, this is so crazy. There's holes everywhere.
So yeah, outreach.
Yeah.
Letting people know what you do.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to just be like, hey, this is what I do. Is this something that you would need? And if they say no, then be like, cool. Let me know if anyone, or, feel free to let anyone else know this is what I do.
Yeah. That's another. I'm just going to piggyback off that real quick because I think it's a good thing. That happened this week specifically was we got on a call with somebody who Adam had connected with on LinkedIn. And just for fun, just for our own learning, you messaged her and you were like, hey, I just get on a call with you and practice.
Yeah. Run through a sales call.
Yeah. Like I'm upfront. Like I'm not trying to sell you on our
well, I am trying to sell you on it, but I recognize you're not our core customer.
Right. But I think that there's so much value in just asking a friend or asking somebody who is in the same circle to, can I just run this by you so I can practice talking about this? I think about that in school all the time. You kind of did that on like, Mom, can I give you this presentation so I can practice? But then when you're an adult, it's kind of scary to just ask a random friend, can you listen to my sales pitch? So that was really cool. And I just props to you, Adam, for making that happen. Yeah. I think that's really cool.
That is cool. Appreciate it. All right. Opportunity. What are you most excited for this next week?
I am most excited for our next call with Elliot and to see what will happen from that, because I feel like we're just getting more and more clear on our offer, what it contains, how we talk to people, how we talk about it. And we're getting more confident about reaching out to people, or I am like in my messaging. And I feel like we're just, we're getting more confident about how we're going about delivering our services. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how certain things pan out. And I'm also looking forward to hearing feedback from some of the people that we've had calls with this past week. And then some of the calls that we have upcoming this week. I'm really excited just to get feedback. I just think feedback is so important. Yeah. So that it can help us tweak our wording, tweak our outreach efforts, like tweak all of the things that we are kind of just kind of guessing at in a way. So anyway.
Love it.
Yeah. What's
very
yours?
Cool. Opportunity
what
this
are you looking
week.
Forward to, or opportunity.
So I have so many meetings booked for this week.
I know.
I think we have 5 facelifts or profile optimizations this week alone. Yeah. With 3 that I'm going to deliver from last week. And I have 2 podcast interviews with some incredible people. Some awesome like subject matter experts. Just, I think sales is going to be like one piece of it. And then video and content creation for another guest. And so, I just can't wait to have those conversations, even though they go against our kind of laser focus on revenue driving tasks for Staff Digital. Yeah. However, I just am so excited to have these conversations. So for me, it's worth it. Like this is how I relax or unwind, or like this is my hobby. It's like
it's also
having amazing conversations. Yeah. And creating podcasts. So I'm really excited for that, and all of the lessons to be learned from the profile optimizations with our potential clients. Some people that are really interested in leveling up their LinkedIn game, and we want to help them do it.
Yeah. Ooh, there's something in my shoe.
Should we keep this in there? What do you guys think?
Oh, it's really pokey. Okay. I think I'm okay.
Okay. Guys, Maggie's incredible. In case you're wondering.
We're not really on a walk. We're more on a hike, honestly.
This is a hike.
It's like
well, some of us have hiking boots. We have hiking boots.
Hiking boots, and I'm like in my tennis shoes. Anyway.
Always be prepared.
Always be prepared when you're with Adam. You never know where he's taking you. It's so true, though.
Well, we should probably start heading back.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is we can have this conversation go on for a long time because Eva is asleep.
Yeah.
And when you walk, she will just stay asleep.
Yeah. It's beautiful out, but it's like a tiny chill. So my nose is running. So just disregard all of my weird snuffles. Okay, so those are the things we're looking forward to. The other thing I just want to add real quick is looking forward to continuing with our partner in crime, Aaron. Actually,
the copywriter that we just hired.
Yes.
Or partnered with collaboration.
Yes.
In order to level up our SAF digital game. She's going to be in charge of content and client fulfillment. And it's so exciting because she is a consummate professional.
Yes.
My goodness.
Pro.
So we just had our first content call with me essentially as a guest or as a client. And so she was asking me all the questions that we do for our 30-day accelerator. And it was just so cool to be on the other side of this where I'm getting interviewed about my subject matter expertise. And so I'm really excited to see, what the results are. And yeah, so Aaron, you're awesome. Can't wait. It's gonna be fun. And I was actually able to do double duty because I recorded the call and then I sent it to our video editor, Sane, who's now going to be cutting it and clipping it up into some cool social media shorts.
Yeah.
And so that's been kind of a fun experiment in leveraging other people's awesome skills. Cause man, video editing is a thing.
It's a thing.
And he's so good at it and so fast. So
yeah.
I'm just like, why would I keep doing this?
Why am I doing this? Yes. Okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and start in with my win for my life.
Okay. Yeah. If you were just here for business and that's all you care about, awesome. You got all the stuff. Feel free to click off. Before you do, go ahead and rate, review this podcast. It is a huge help in helping other people find the episodes or find what we're doing here. So, and also if you're a couplepreneur,
if you're a couplepreneur,
we're building that community. Go find some other couplepreneurs and let's rock and roll.
Yeah, let's chat. Okay, so my win in life this week is that this is so funny. I did a 14-day Pilates challenge. It was actually like 17, 18 days. Okay. And then, Mochi's way back
Oh
there.
no, he's rolling in something.
Ew. Moji might have found something dead and rolled in it. Gross.
That's one of the downsides of the walk and talk.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, I did that and it was so much fun to me because I literally loved getting to wake up and just know what my exercise challenge was for that day and just like do it, because I keep seeing this on social media, and not even just pertaining to exercise, but like motivation is a myth. Like you never want to do the thing. You're never going to want to do it.
Yeah.
And so you have to just do it. And I think having a challenge or having a goal or something, that's why those things are so valuable. Because if you wait until you want to do the thing, you're never going to do it. Or you're never going to want to do it. But then when you start, you're like, yes, ooh, I love this. Cool. So I love a challenge because it helps. It helps the decision to already be made for me.
Yeah. Takes out that mental friction.
Yeah. It takes out the mental friction, and it just like, I don't have to go back and forth and be like, oh, do I want to do this? It's like, oh, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Here we go. And that's kind of the same thing that I do when I do outreach in business is it's like, you're never going to want to do it. So you have to just make a goal for yourself or be like, hey, reaching out to 10 people right now. Here we go.
Just like, it's just what's happening.
Yeah. Right. And so that's fun. So that's my win.
Cool.
Win. Yeah. What's yours?
My life win would be,
Nothing?
Wait, what was it?
I was like, is that you're an amazing husband.
Sure.
And father who wakes up every time I'm like, I can't do it anymore. And
yeah.
Like, okay,
so
here we go.
Eva is under the weather, so she's not feeling well. So last night,
yeah,
I was up a lot of the night, although Maggie was too. Like we kind of took turns.
We both were.
And so I actually just really enjoy those times in the wee hours of the morning. I made some hibiscus tea and sat on the couch and just thought about life. And so, okay, I'm gonna make this full circle. I'm gonna bring it all the way around.
Oh golly.
So this is an example. Now, granted, if I had a job or like was having to go into work, it's not that I couldn't have had that moment, but there was like a peace of mind knowing that this is just part of our life. And I wake up today and like there's something about just being able to create and craft the life as you want to. And like this idea of couplepreneurship, of like building a business that supports our lifestyle. So I have some things that I want to do today for the business, but it all just feels like it's supporting me and who I am. And so when I'm sitting up in the morning in the wee hours with a sick baby, I'm just like, yeah, but there's no difference between this moment and my waking moments throughout the day, just because I get the opportunity to craft my life at any moment and spend each and every second the way that I want to spend it.
Yeah.
It's like an incredible sense of freedom.
It's like
an opportunity there.
Yeah. It's like kind of the reminder that we're in the life.
Yeah.
We're building the life. We're in the life, and to remember to take note of those moments that are happening, because those are the moments we want to build and continue to build, but also notice that they're right now too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's happening. Like this is life.
This is life.
This is life.
This is life, guys, in case you didn't know.
Guys, if you're still with us in this podcast, we love you so much. Because wowzer, do we...
I actually am really enjoying this welcome talk though. Okay, so moving on, let's do...
One lesson learned.
One lesson learned is... in life. Man, I think I'm just gonna, because my mind is already in that space, I'm just gonna kind of piggyback off of that a lesson I learned this week is that we're in the life right now. Take notice of the moments, because there was a moment this week where we were both sitting in the studio, and granted, the weather makes all the difference sometimes, but it was like 70 degrees outside at the end of February in Kansas. How crazy is that? And we were sitting with the studio doors wide open, and we had some amazing, like, young adult women who were in our house doing some deep cleaning in our bathroom and kitchen, that I just was like taking note of the moment. And we were both in the studio working. Eva was kind of hanging out with us. Arlo was at school. And I was just like, this is so amazing. We crafted this.
Yeah.
And I just had to take note take note of that for myself, to be like, wow, I would have dreamed of this scenario right now. And it's happening.
And yet here we're living it. Yeah.
And so that was something I learned, that I just, like, the things that you dream about, even the most simple things can happen. And all of a sudden you're in it and you're like, whoa.
Yep.
Love it.
Yep.
What was yours?
So mine actually piggybacks off of that one, because I think for me, it's also a sense of humility, where as much as I want to say SAF Digital is like crushing it, like we're having all these client calls or whatever, like our business revenue is not where we want it to be ultimately. Now we're playing the long game, where we're recognizing that we want to be in this world for a long time. Yeah. And so I'm not like stressing out about it. However, we've brought on a bit of a team, and like we have opportunities, like investments that we're making into building out a foundation of our business. But that does mean that like revenue needs to increase. And so there's just like a sense of humility. Like we have up to this point I wouldn't say like been playing around, although that was the whole point of the year of living intentionally, was just like to kind of experiment. So give myself some grace there.
Play around. No.
But it's like, okay, yeah, like we had our time of learning some of these skills. Now we're going to put these skills into practice and into action, so that we can really build a business, again, that supports the life that we want to create. So yeah. I know I'm just...
we're just ready.
I don't want it to come across like, I guess what I'm saying is like, it sounded too good to be true almost.
Your
thing is like, yeah, we created this. Yeah. And it's because like it's ready to like continue to build.
I know what you're saying. And it's because we're taking significant, in a way, like I know we've talked about risks before. It's like, what is a risk? But in a way, we're taking significant strides forward in a sense that, it's kind of a scary step forward. Because I don't think that we've ever felt before that we've, in a weird way, like almost invested in our own built business in this way.
It's been a lifestyle business up to this point. And now it's like, oh wait, no, we have expenses. So
and now it's like,
we need revenue to match those expenses.
Which is good because that's the whole point. You have to take those scary leaps and just be like, okay, no, we're ready to do that. We can't like, because you're never gonna feel ready to hire somebody and be like, oh wow, money's going out like that. No one ever feels, I don't know, super excited and ready for that step. Maybe some people do. I don't know, but you know what I mean.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think that's really cool.
So that's lesson.
Okay, and then the thing I'm looking forward to in life is our.
I guess I brought it back to business though, didn't I?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's fine. It's all mixed. But the thing I'm looking forward to in life is that we are deciding to take a spring break trip.
Yeah.
And I am really looking forward to that. And I am really looking forward to that for Arlo and Eva. And I'm excited to take on the challenge of traveling with a 6-month-old. And I'm excited to just see the beautiful part of the world and visit family and see friends. And I'm excited to see our copywriter Erin because she lives in that area. And I just think it's so cool how life works like that. And it's just really fun.
Yes. Well, that was the whole point of building this life, is so that we had the opportunity to travel, because we're going to experiment with it not being necessarily a vacation like the whole time. Like we want to continue to work.
Yeah.
At least for part of it, just to show ourselves that we can continue to operate our business in a location independence.
And try to stretch ourselves a little bit.
Yeah. And so shout out to Aaron and Justin, our other Couplepreneur friends, who ran their business from another country. That's so cool. So that's like the ultimate dream, but we're going to start off with just Seattle.
Yeah, here we go.
But the idea of being able to continue to operate a business enterprise that supports your life while doing it in a different location.
Yeah.
That's one of our heuristics for what type of business we wanted to build.
Yeah.
And what how we're making decisions in the business as we go forward. So
yeah. What's one thing you're looking forward to?
Looking forward to in
I know you're looking forward
life. Eva is sitting up.
Aww.
She is now 3-dimensional.
Because she wasn't before.
She would lay down on her back a lot, and she didn't feel like she was part of the family in that way. The other day, she was sitting on the bed, staring at me.
Yeah.
Arlo came in the room. Maggie's in the room. I was in the room. Moji's in the room. There was 5 of us.
Yeah.
And it really felt like all of a sudden there was 5 of us.
Yeah.
Our family was huge.
I see what you're saying.
It was massive.
Massive.
And so,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like excited for her to be doing more and more of this.
Yeah.
Of like becoming more her own person.
Growing up.
And maybe needing us slightly less. I forget that we have a newborn and that is hard.
Yeah.
I'm always like, why are we not further along or moving faster?
Yeah.
We've got, a son and a newborn.
Yeah.
And
I think everyone who has kids, but who's also a very driven person who has like their own interests, I can just imagine that wanting to move faster is just a thing. And I think, we all have to, all of us who are parents and also building things, have to give ourselves a little bit of grace that it's like, you can't move as fast and be as agile as you are without kids. But that's the wonderful thing in the lessons that they're teaching us to be better people.
Yeah. Very cool. Okay. Well, any kind of words that we want to have? Let's flip this way. So lighting's just a little bit better.
Better lighting.
Anything you want to say before we kind of wrap up this episode? And again, reminder, rate and review, like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. It's a huge, or just tell someone, that you like this podcast.
Yeah.
That's the only way that this whole thing grows. And again, our goal is to reach as many couples that are interested in building a business together online as possible, so we can create a community and then we can all learn from each other and do amazing things. So Maggie, anything you want to close out with? Any
closing
thoughts?
Just build the life you want to live.
Yeah.
And do it even if you're scared.
Are you talking to yourself right now?
Yeah, I'm talking to myself. Also, I think that it's important to remember that, so I love our life and how dynamic it is, because this morning I was just teaching a yoga class and that was so much fun to me. And I ended the class just with the reminder that we are our own best teachers and that it is so important to look to yourself and look within, because the wisdom is there. We have to trust that. We have to trust that even when I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing, that I am being guided. I have the wisdom. Like, just trust yourself.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Very cool.
What are your parting thoughts?
My parting thoughts are for Adam. Okay. Adam, bud, stick with it. Just, you can do this, okay?
Yeah.
In 5 years, 1 year, 3 months, when I look back at this video and try and remind myself like who I was at this time, like, you're on the right path, bud. You can do it. And I guess that's applicable to anyone else out there who's like kind of struggling to, I don't know, get out of their own head and try and build something cool.
Yeah.
So keep after it.
Love
you got it, bud. Pound it. Oh, it's like our son's super into Dude Perfect, so it's like, pound it. Noggin. I don't know. They're probably gonna sue me now.
Oh no!
All right.
All right.
Okay. See you guys. Take care.
Okay, that was 36 minutes. That's not bad.